Hey Flosstube, it's Michelle Farm Girl. Welcome back to my channel. It is going to be hopefully not an epically long video, but I have a ton, see all that stuff behind me? A ton of stuff to show you. It is so hot in here right now. I actually filmed a video a couple weeks ago, but then I went out of town 2 weekends in a row and I had a lot more to add to it. So I just refilmed it. Thankfully, I did it right before I left the first weekend, so all my stuff is pretty much still sitting here. So I'm gonna get right to it. First, I have giveaway winner. My giveaway winner, I did a random comment picker, YouTube random comment picker, and it was, I hope I get this right. I'm gonna scroll it across here if I don't. Terry, the Old Needle Shop. So I will comment on your comment if I don't hear from you within a week. Usually, I mean, I've never had someone not claim their winnings. So let's not start a trend, Terry, okay? I'm sure it'll be fun. So as soon as I hear from you, I'll throw this in the mail to you, and hope you enjoy it. And thank you for commenting. I have major retreat news for you. So I have planned out both the May 2019 and the October 2019. The October one has been kind of in place for a while, but I've been twisting some arms and legs for the May one, and so I finally got that all settled. So let's start with May. So May, the retreat will be held again the first weekend in May of 2019. I believe it's the 3rd, 4th, 5th. I could be wrong. Anyways, it's that first weekend in May, and it will be held again at the Oak Ridge Retreats, or the Oak Ridge Conference Center in Chaska, Minnesota. It's been a great venue for us. They feed us really well. It's very comfortable. It's amazing. So that one will be 75 people. There is... If you want to attend a retreat, you do need to join the Midwest Cross Stitchers Facebook group. If you're not on Facebook, I'm sorry. But I cannot keep track of things. I'm having a hard enough time keeping track with 2 retreats, and as much as they're growing, and 75 is as big as it's going to get. So I will, on October 1st, I will be posting a list. If you would like to come to that retreat, you need to be on Facebook, on the group by October 1st, and put your name on the list when I post it. I'm just going to go in order of whoever comments first. Now, and I will do that for the October 2019 retreat and the May 2019 retreat. I'll have 2 separate lists. Okay, now to tell you who's coming. So in May, we're super duper lucky to have Priscilla coming, and you know, with Priscilla you get Chelsea. I have not confirmed whether Cash will be making an appearance, but by then he should be running. Priscilla told me that all of her kids walked at 9 months. I had one that walked at 9 months, and Cash is already rolling over, so he's definitely going to be walking by then. I predict that. They've got some early genetics in there. Definite. You know, when babies roll over really early like that, it's a sign that they have developed motor skills. Learned that in my 5 years working in pediatrics. Anyways, so the super epically amazing part of that is Priscilla has toyed with the idea of charting some designs of her own. So she's going to have a little retreat exclusive for us, and those that are going to be coming to the retreat are going to have some pre-stitching to do, because she's going to be, we're going to Priscillify her design. So she is going to, not only is she going to design something for us, she is then going to help us finish it. That is how we're going to spend Saturday at the retreat. Doesn't that sound super fun? So I'm super excited about that, and I've had a lot of fun chatting with Priscilla about that, so it's going to be so much fun. Okay, and then in October, let's see. October's retreat will be held, oh, I'm testing, I should have written this down. I had to change the date because the venue is not going to be working. It was originally, the original venue just turned out to be a little bit more rustic than I think we were hoping for. So, and Deb, she's Needles and Spoons on Instagram, was kind enough to host me and spoil me for the weekend and then drag me around town, show me all the sites, and we got a lot accomplished. And she went with me to make some decisions, and she has amazing ideas, and boy, that girl can cook. And she was a wonderful hostess. I hope I'll stay with her again because it was a lot of fun. Retreat at Deb's house in 2020. That's what I'm saying. But anyway, so we got all of our stuff worked out, found a replacement event center that is going to be phenomenal. It's like Oak Ridge level phenomenal. All catered meals. It's kind of a wedding and corporate event venue, just like Oak Ridge is. The only thing, they do not have a hotel attached, but there is, and I'll post links to everything below. It's called the Guest House, and it's right across the street. It's very, very basic. It's not a bed and breakfast. They do serve coffee and donuts, and there are only 33 rooms. So, and they are single rooms. They have a single queen bed. Very basic. I believe they had a TV. I can't remember if they had like a microwave and refrigerator or anything like that, but that information is on their website. I know it is, along with pictures of their rooms. The other place is going to be a couple of the bed and breakfast. The bed and breakfast, it's better if you're driving yourself. If you're flying in, you might want to consider the guest house because it's right across the street and you can walk to the event center. The bed and breakfast that are in Homestead, I'm going to post all 3 links below. Those are better suited for people that have a car, renting a car, are driving, or they know that they can get a ride with someone. The bed and breakfast are bed and breakfast, so they serve you breakfast. The guest house provides coffee and donuts. So if you're good with that, then that should cover you. The only difference in the event center, it's Price Creek Event Center in Amana, Iowa, and Oak Ridge, is there are no snacks. So snacks are not going to be provided, just lunch and dinner, but amazing. Meals will be provided by Fat Daddies, and it's PHAT, which is stands for pretty hot and tasty. And he actually has a restaurant across the street, and we had lunch there. He's got a brick oven pizza oven, or he's got a brick fired pizza oven. It's amazing. And really great food, great menu options. So I think we're going to be really happy with that. And it just makes it easier on everybody. The other nice thing about Price Creek is that it's right in Main Amana. So it's within walking distance to the general store. The quilt store is literally right next door. They don't have a lot of cross stitch. And I thought I had taken a video, but I must not have, or I accidentally deleted it. That could be too. They have a little bit of stitching there, not much. But we're not going to need it because we have Brenda Gervais coming. Okay, get up off the floor. I know, right? I'm super, super excited about that. And she's actually originally a Minnesota girl. But she does now live in Iowa. She actually just lives right across the border. So, super, super excited to have her. She's going to also have a retreat exclusive just for us. And then she'll have because it's in October, she'll be releasing her new Christmas designs. So she will have those along with the trunk show of her new designs for our pleasure and purchase. I mean, it doesn't get any better than that. So if either of those appeal to you, you'll want to make sure that you jump on the Midwest Cross Stitchers Facebook group. And the links will be below. I'll have all the retreat information below. I'm super excited. I think this is kind of the way that I'd like the retreats to tend to. I'm a little jealous. It seems like all the retreats with, and I'm not saying all, I'm saying that there are a lot of retreats that are down south. And we just don't seem to have as many in the Midwest. I mean, they're scattered here or there. They fill up very quickly, and it seems to be kind of the locals. So I feel like this is part of my community service to the stitching community. I've always been kind of one to organize events. I work with the American Dairy Goat Association, the Minnesota Dairy Goat Association, and I did a lot of stuff with 4-H, a lot of stuff with 4-H and county and state level. And now I'm transitioning into empty nest syndrome, which I welcome empty nest syndrome. I am ready to move on to the next chapter of my life. I appreciate that some of you have a really hard time with that. I am not one of those. I am ready now to do all the 4-H organizing that I did for my kids for you guys. So I'm really looking forward to it. It's really for selfish reasons that I do this, because then I can invite the designers that I want to see, and there's a laundry list of designers that I want to see. And they're bigger groups. I'm also attending some retreats this year that I'm super excited about. I will be heading to Stitch Camp, which I'm super, super duper crazy about. And I'm going to see Blackbird Designs and Chelsea and me. We'll be at that one. That one is, what is the name of the shop? I'm pretty sure the shop name is Country Sampler, and it's in Spring Green, Wisconsin. I hope that's right. I'm going off the cusp here. I didn't plan any of this. I literally came in the house and thought I would do this. So anyways, I have some other designers that I've wanted to take classes from, that I've seen them at other retreats that I haven't been able to get into. And I mean, I say if you can't make it to a retreat, then plan your own. And I would encourage anybody to do that. I have had a few people contact me asking me for advice about how they plan the retreat, or, you know, I'm happy to help with that if you're serious about planning a retreat in your own area. Anyways, I have so that's my exciting news. I mean, it doesn't, are you okay? I hope you're off the floor. I don't even know what to say. I've been holding back to make sure I have all the dates and everything correct. I do have some posts on the Midwest Cross Stitchers group if you're wondering about price. I don't want this all to be about the retreat, but I'm super excited for you guys to hear about that. I wish you could all come, but hopefully we'll take some good videos, hoping that we, you know, that somebody of all the Flosstubers that are there, that somebody will do a live video and we can all get together. I think it'll be super fun. If you guys have any suggestions, there's going to be about 30 Flosstubers there. And if you have questions or anything that you'd like to ask below, and I'll try and remember it for the retreat. And I'm really hoping that we can organize that. So it's going to be super, super fun. So looking forward to that. So let's move on to what I've been working on, because I have lots of stuff to show you. So first I'm going to show you, okay. So the first weekend I told you about that I went 2 weekends ago. I went down to Iowa and stayed with Deb, and we did lots of retreat stuff. She fed me amazing food. She made me this infused tequila, and anybody that's known me for 5 minutes knows that I love me some tequila. And it was a pineapple habanero, so it had a real bite to it. It was so delicious. Like, you could even just take the tequila on ice. It was so good. And then she fed me great food, which I love so much. I came home, made it for my husband, and he loves it. And you know, I made him some infused tequila. And then the next weekend, so a few months back, Lisa, the Kindred Stitcher, messaged me, and she's like, hey, I'm having a stitching weekend at my house in August. You should get on a plane and come. And I'm like, can't do that. I mean, I can't just get on a plane. And then to humor myself, I looked at flights and mentioned it to my husband, and surprisingly, he didn't scream no. So I thought, what the hell, I'm going to do it. So I booked a flight, and we decided that we were going to keep it kind of on the down low and surprise everyone else who was coming. Her sister has no idea who I am, so that wasn't much of a surprise. But I did have a good time surprising Audrey, who is Stitchywitch42 on Instagram and Flosstube. And then Lori, the tech stylist, had loads of fun surprising her. That was super funny. And Lynda Jo from Pretty Southern was supposed to be there, but we forgive her because she had the cutest little baby visiting her for the weekend. And then Michelle Garrett, but can't begrudge her for not coming because she had to work so that she could take off October to come to the retreat. So I'll see her soon. It would have been nice to see her this weekend, but I'll see her soon. So missed you both, Ubers. But we did have Lisa's sister, Carrie, who is thebomb.com. And then Audrey, Lori, and myself, and we just had the best weekend. There were a lot of cocktails consumed, and lots of snacks and food, and what else? We went shopping. We went out to eat. We did more shopping. We did some online shopping. We did some stash unloading. We did some fabric dyeing. We did a lot of stitching, believe it or not. We fit that in there. And it was just a super duper fun time. If you had told me, oh, by the way, last weekend was also my 2-year Stitchiversary or Flossiversary. What do you call that here on Flosstube? It was 2 years. So super fun that that was the way I celebrated with my Stitchy sisters. And I couldn't have asked for a better weekend. So I left on Thursday. Lisa picked me up from the airport. Went back to her house. She put me up in a very nice private room. I felt like I was at a bed and breakfast. I slept in every morning. It was phenomenal. I literally slept in, like if I was in Minnesota, it would have been noon by the time I got awesome. So, but we did get a lot of stitching in. So let me show you first off on the plane. And I just realized I didn't bring, I have the pattern with me, but I don't have the picture with me. So I'm going to insert a picture here. And this, I believe, is Pumpkin Spice Farm. Yep. And this is Hands-On Design, Kathy Haberman. I'm stitching this on a 32 count Ale by Picture This Plus, which I think is just perfect. I'm using all the called for colors except the white. I'm just using a B5200 instead of the chalk because I didn't have it and I was on a plane and I wanted to stitch it. So I got a good start on that. Really enjoying that. I really wanted to stitch this last year and just didn't, ran out of time last year. But I knew it would be like for sure on my list this year. Love this. Okay. And that is what is in my, I've seen a lot of you buying these now on Instagram. And this is the Humble Bumble Stitcher. She's on Instagram and Etsy. I'm going to provide a link below. I know she's working on a lot of fall things right now and that she is really busy after so many of us have been shouting her out. But if you get an opportunity, check out her Etsy site because this is just phenomenal. I know I was showing the girls this weekend and they all loved it. And I know they're going to order one too. So this is the outside. It is stitched. She stitches it. She put my initials on it. I mean, this can't get any more beautiful. I put all my stuff in here. I usually have my scissors in here. This is for a thimble. I keep my floss on here. There's a little pocket where I keep my pattern. And I love this. This goes absolutely everywhere with me. I had a good time stitching at the airport. I had a lot of people watching me, which I thought was really interesting. And I did have a couple people come up and want to discuss what I was working, which I loved. They thought that that was really neat. The other thing that I stitched was my sampler. So I actually, this is how far I am, and let me just get out this one actually had a big error. This is the Cactus. The Tree of Life sampler. I just think that is so adorable. This has been in my stash for quite a while. And so this was a mania start for me. The pattern is by Hillside Samplings. I don't know if you can find it anymore. Honestly, I haven't looked for it. I bought this a while back in the clearance bin at Stitchville. That's a good place to find some older charts. And so here is my progress. I've just started the alphabet, and I've actually stitched this entire border minus one side twice now. And you can see where my other border was here and here. I had to, so this was over here on this piece of fabric, and this was the border, and it met up here, and I just had to frog this all out. I had an error originally right here, and of course that was the first. I did the top first, came around, went around here, so I didn't meet up down at the bottom. And initially I was just gonna go with it. I was actually just like 2 stitches off, and it would meet up here, but I ended up thinking it was going to be, so originally I was just going to take out the side, and because it was going to be such a pain. It's got this checkered border down here, and it would have been such a struggle to try and fudge everything on the inside of that. So I just decided to frog it. The problem was I didn't have the right scissors to do it, and the scissors that I had didn't have, these were my travel scissors. This is where my scissors. And they don't have a super sharp point. So what happened is I couldn't get under the threads. You know, I couldn't get under it. So I was kind of doing this and trying to nip them, and it worked great for the first half. But then we put a little Bailey's, pumpkin spice Bailey's in our coffee, and it was just all downhill from there. I felt like my my stitch cutting got a little too aggressive, and I ended up with some holes in my fabric. So I just had to start that over. So no big whoop. It was a couple days of restitching, which I'm not too thrilled about, but whatever, lesson learned. Don't frog and drink coffee. So I'm back on that. I actually put that away just for a little bit. I have hordes of stuff here. I can't even control myself right now. Like it's just so overwhelmed with all the stuff. Let me get myself situated. Okay. Next, I'm just going to show you this one soups quick because it's sitting here. This is what is currently in the Q-Snap and what I've been working on every night. This is a borrowed pattern from Michelle at the Striped Rose. Basket of Cherries. This is Blackbird Designs. It's the first of the Garden Club series. And I have been back and forth and back and forth and back and forth about what I was going to do and what kind of fabric I was going to stitch it on. But I actually think I've decided I'm going to stitch it. I'm going to stitch them all individually and patch them together like the pattern shows. I was over at Deb's a couple weekends ago, and she had done another Blackbird design where I think it was like each of her sisters, they stitched it for her sister-in-law because her sister-in-law does not stitch. So they stitched it, each stitched a block and stitched it together like that for her sister-in-law, which I thought was a really beautiful idea. And then Kathy did, her sister Kathy did the Garden Club series. I think she only did 9 of the blocks instead of all 12, but she did them all on an individual piece of fabric as well, and framed them all together, and I really liked it. And then of course I saw someone on the Fans of Blackbird Designs page on Facebook just got theirs back from the framer, and done. That's what I'm gonna do. So this is mostly the called for colors. I love it. It's super pretty. I don't know if you can see, these are they are Smyrna crosses on the basket, so I love the texture. And I just really enjoyed this. It's been pretty quick. I think this is only 2 nights of stitching. So, and I'm hoping I'll get the majority of it done tonight, and tomorrow I'll be finished with it. But I'm really enjoying that. And then I have the second one here, and then I can send these back to her. And the second one, I think I'm going to do on a cream color fabric, which I also have. And that's just so pretty. So looking forward to getting those done. I've had them for a while, and I just have not been able to decide what the heck I want to do with them. Next up, I have a stitch that my daughter wanted me to stitch for her. This is Country Cottage Needleworks, London, Afternoon in London. And this is a series. I think there's Paris, New York, London. I think that's all right now. But just super cute. It's a pretty quick finish. This is just a couple days, large blocks of colors, so it goes fairly quickly. And this is actually the called for color for Paris, but she liked this one better. The called for color for this, for London, was a little bit more green, and she really liked the blue. And I love the colors on it. Super pretty. Yeah, and so I'm going to finish that soon, and I'll get that off to her. And this fabric is a 32 count Star Sapphire. I'm sure it's Witchell Stiff is. I'm going to refrain from making that comment. It's just stiff. So there. And so here's what I have to say about hoarding of patterns. I hear people mention a lot that they accidentally bought the same pattern twice. And for a long time, I kind of sat on my golden throne and was like, how do you do that? I mean, how do you not know what's in your stash? I mean, like, how do you get to that epic level of hoarder that you buy the same pattern twice? I've reached epic hoarder proportion. And so I'm offering this up. If you would like it, go ahead and comment below. And if more than one person wants it, which I'm assuming there's going to be more than one, I'll just, I'll do a random comment picker, and somebody will get that. And hopefully I won't be hoarding anymore. So I'll keep that out. Let's see. Next I have a couple finishes. The first one is Broomhilda. This is Brenda Gervais, With Thy Needle and Thread. So cute. Look at how cute that is. I did it on, I think this calls for a 28 count Cashel linen in flax. I just did it on a natural linen. They're somewhat similar in color. And then I did mine. I just converted all my colors to my Dinky Dye Silks. There she is. Isn't she adorbs? Not sure what I'm going to do with her yet. But sure is sweet. Look at how teeny tiny those stitches are. Teeny, teeny, tiny. A lot of fun. It's fairly easy to stitch on a 28 count. So this is 1/1. It's fairly easy to stitch. You just really want to be careful that you don't make a mistake, because taking it out is no bueno. Next, I have Shepherd's Bush. I think this was a mania start for me last year. And this is Halloween Trifles, I believe. Yes, it is. And I have, there's a button kit that goes along with it, and I have the buttons as well. So I'm going to stitch all 3 of them. I got them at Stitchville if you're looking for them. The buttons are very adorable. And so I did the one that says Halloween. So that one is done on a 28 count, and the other 2 are done on a 32 count. And how cute is that? So I just don't have the buttons on yet, but otherwise it's done. And I feel like I make a lot of mistakes when I do these small ones. And there's a lot of mistakes in that one. But really enjoyed that. And I'm going to be starting the other two very soon. Oh, I also... I wanted to make sure I shouted out Sub Rosa because her designs are very pretty. I've done a couple of them now. I think I showed you my Let Freedom ring. I bought this one. It's just a little patriotic bag here. Very cute. I'll post a picture. This was a gift for someone, so I'll post a picture here of my finish. Enjoyed that. Check out her Etsy site. She's got some really adorable patterns. There's a sampler that I want to get to. It's so pretty. But I'll post a link to her site below. And here is a super fun one. This was a 2017 Mania start. This is Glendon Place Sleepy Hollow. And if you've seen my dyeing tutorial, I actually dyed this fabric in my dyeing tutorial. And love the way that it turned out. I don't really have anything big enough to put behind here. So I'm just going to do my best. So here is, ow, that's hot. Let's try that. That's pretty good. So the actual fabric is a titch darker than that, but it's pretty representative of what it looks like. It's kind of purpley and gray with that kind of acid green, which I think is awesome. So I've got a lot of the border done. And I'm backstitching as I go because there's lots of backstitch. Let me just put something behind there now. There is lots of backstitch. So every time I finish an area that isn't touching another area, except for this tree here, I'm doing the backstitching. So you can see on the border, all the backstitch is done because Brian from Blitz Stitch, he saves it all till the end. I did that once. I did that on my scenic farm, and I wanted to set my own hair on fire. Like, it's just too much. I don't mind backstitching at all. In fact, I love it. It makes it really pop. I just can't do that much of it all at once. So there's that. And this decision to stitch this was very easy after watching Gem Stitch, who's in the UK. I love her. I'll post a link to her channel below. And then Christine Stitch All the Things. And she actually stitched this before she started doing Flosstube videos. And I would just follow her progress on Instagram. And then she had Jill Lorenzo frame it. I will not be having Jill Lorenzo frame it. But hers is super cool. It's got skulls in the frame, which I did go out looking for a frame with the skulls. And I probably am not going to do that either. But it sure is pretty, pretty, pretty. So this is probably not going to get done this year because I have a lot of small projects that I want to get done. I feel like all my big projects are just getting pushed to the side for all these samplers or all these little smalls that I'm doing. I'm really hoping to dedicate some time though and get at least a couple finished this year. Next, I have Just Nan Morning Song. Candy Stitches is also stitching this. I made her buy it when she came to the May retreat so we could stitch it together. Candy, how's it coming? Neither one of us, she's doing hers on a hand-dyed fabric, which is really pretty. And I think she's doing hers on a smaller count, either 32 or 36. I'm doing it on a 28, and again, I'm just doing it on a natural linen. And so there's my progress so far. And really love it. There's a lot of specialty. Let me see if I can. What do I keep doing with that? I'll put it in my dang bag. Put it in my project bag. Okay, so let's see if we can zoom in on some of them. So nothing super hard. Anyone can do this. Loads of fun. They're just so pretty. So much fun. I love those little geese. And The next row is some roosters. There's another row of specialty stitches there, and then those roosters are going to be so pretty. These sheep, and then I might have to find some way. Initially when I saw these, I thought they were pigs. And then, nope, they're flowers. So I think I'm going to, I mean, the tops of those could definitely be ears, and the center could be a nose. So I'm going to try and find some way to turn those into pig heads, because wouldn't that be cute? I definitely think so. So I'm looking forward to getting some more work done on that. And then my dilemma with my Brenda Keys. This is Puritan Sampler. And I think I was about 3/4 of the way done with the inside. I've decided I'm not going to stitch the border. It is just absolutely beautiful the way that it is. And I'm going to put it in a nice big chunky frame, and I have too much stuff to stitch that border. I cannot be spending time on that. But this is so pretty. I really love it. I love the colors. And this is a 36 count. And I used, you know, this isn't, I feel like this is meant to be solid color. And I didn't want to skimp on that. So I did do this with 2 strands, and it worked out great, and it looks great. I actually did start the border a little bit here, and I just decided, nope, I'm not going to do it. So I'm going to pull that out. Then I'm going to just frame it as is, and love it. So got that one. And in order to make this cost effective for framing, I think what I'm going to start doing is just getting the stuff framed, especially odd things like this, that I'm probably going to have a hard time finding something that it's going to look decent in. And I'm just going to go to Hobby Lobby and get something without glass. Does that sound crazy? I say that now. I'm not sure if I'm going to be able to do that. I don't know. Because, I mean, even something small like that, I mean, it'll cost you $60 to get it framed. $60 isn't much to get it framed, but $60 could buy me 4 more charts, or 2 charts and kitting them up, or 1 chart and a really nice piece of overdyed fabric and overdyed floss for a, you know, for a smaller pattern. So there's that. But I don't know yet. We'll see. Next, I have I've been working on 2 Fine U's. This is an out of print chart by City Stitcher. I've looked for it. Very hard to find. I've not seen one pop up. But it's very pretty. Love it. And here's my start on this one. I'm stitching this. So the dark colors here. Yep. Just the dark colors, the face and the legs are stitched in DMC, and the rest of it is stitched in wool. And it's merino wool. And it's definitely a different texture. And it's 1 strand, but I'm really enjoying it. Very cute. And I do intend to do the second sheet that's laying down. I'm going to pop that out of that picture as well, and just do another pillow small. So I was stitching away on that, and then Jen said, that's good retreat stitching. And I was like, oh, you're right. It is. Why am I stitching it now? That's be great at a retreat where it's just mindless and you don't have to count, and all I have to do is literally fill all that in with 1 color. That's all I've got left to do. So I put that away, and I'm going to do exactly that. I'm saving it for retreat. I think that is it for whips and finishes. It's actually, I do have more, but I'm just going to, what is going on with my camera? I'm just going to wait to pull those out as I have more progress on them. I do have a couple shout outs for people who have sent me some things. And this is not me personally, this is for the retreat. And the first one, Okay, first one is Daddle Designs. There's her card, and I will also post a link below. But I also follow her on Instagram, and she has some really beautiful bags. They sell out quickly because cross stitchers also double as project bag hoarders, as do I. And she sent me some really beautiful bags. And I just wanted to, first of all, the gifts are very generous. These are going to be, one is going to be a raffle item and one is going to be a door prize at the retreat. And these are beautiful. Very thoughtfully put together. The placement of the fabric is obviously not an afterthought and not just shoved together. It's really well done. Her inside is a coordinating fabric, and she's got her little label there. Beautiful craftsmanship. They are very well made and very well constructed. She puts a little tag in the back, which I just think is super adorable. She has also included needle minder. So the needle, it's a two-sided needle minder. I love that. It's great. And then she also included this little matching notions bag. Equally as beautifully made. Again, same fabric. So that's the first set. Super, super cute. So thank you so much, Teresa. These are wonderful. But that's not all. The second set. So here is the bag. How awesome is that, Fabby? And they are box corner constructed, so they kind of sit flatter and wider so they don't scrunch your stuff. Again, that tag or the pull. How awesome is that? And also included another notions bag and matching needle minder. So 2 lucky people are going to be going home with these. Again, thank you so very much. Just really appreciate the donations. It makes it super special for those that attend to be able to see some of this stuff in person that you normally wouldn't see. Put their hands on it, and then a couple people get to go home with it, which is even better, right? So yeah, so if you're attending the retreat, you have that to look forward to. And she had these all wrapped so nice, but I really wanted to show you. So I'm going to put those back in the wrapping. Everyone will also be getting one of her cards in there so that you can check out her site. And next, I don't want to, this is more for everyone to look forward to. Big shout out to Julie McConnell, who was one of the shops who got some of the Lady of the Flags, and I got my name on the list and scored one. I'm going to be donating this to, I'll be donating this to the raffle table as well. And I also purchased a 32 count piece of the printed fabric. This is the We the People fabric, and this isn't a linen, a 32 count, which is what the pattern called for, and that will be going, and I have a bead kit as well, and that will be going to the raffle table. The raffle table, the tickets will be $5. All the money earned from the raffle will be going to the animal shelter that Teresa Vanette Kitten Stitcher works with. So we're really, really happy to be able to do that. I checked out their website. Really great place. If you want to donate, they have a button on there. I'm going to post the link below. And there's some really great information about how much your donation can do for an animal. It's just very sweet. There are very small amounts that you can do. Feed an animal for a day, feed an animal for a month, take care of a couple vet bills. It's a great organization that does a lot for the animals. So I always like to support legitimate rescues who are doing great things and putting animals in new homes. My daughter also just got a job at the local shelter today. She went, and so she'll be walking dogs after their surgeries, cleaning up after them. They also, as a money earning thing, they have a doggy daycare there. So she's really looking forward to starting that. One other finish that I had from a couple years ago that I have still not finished yet. This is from the Stitching Parlor, and I cannot remember the name of it, and I think I passed on the pattern already as well. I still need to put the leaves on, which is just some Lazy Daisy leaves, and then there's 2 buttons that go on it, so I'm hoping... this has been I've been kind of stuck with this, wondering what to do. And then Priscilla and Chelsea came along, so I'm going to try and find something spectacular to do with this year in a Priscilla-fied finish. Stay tuned for that. So Melanie Smith, she is also here on Flosstube. I heard of her recently when she actually went down and visited Acorns and Threads. A Pretty Southern posted the video, and I learned through that she had a Flosstube channel. So was catching up with her there, and we had a little bit of a mailing snafu and exchanged some mail, and she was kind enough to send this to me. And the first was because she knows how much I love buttermilk basin, and this cute little bag pattern. It's called Sewing Door Greeter. It's super, super cute. It'd be really cute to be able to hang in your craft room. Put your there's a little scissors pocket there. So that's super cute. And she has, which I will post a link to her video below. She has a dyeing tutorial, and she sent me this beautiful, it's picking up more red, but it's kind of a rusty orange. I mean, perfect for fall. And she's also sent me chenille, matching chenille, and then some floss that she dyed. Really super beautiful. And if you're wondering how you can do that, I'm going to post a link down to her video. So thank you so much, Melanie. Not necessary, but thank you so much. It was very nice of you. And I know I'm going to put that to some very good use. Emily Weber, you are the best thing since sliced bread. In the mail today, I got this book. If you saw my Instagram story, you saw my husband thought it was super cool. But he loves this. So he remembers having this book as a kid. He said he remembered a bound, that it was bound edge, and they had it in the kitchen growing up. So thank you so much, Emily. This was so kind that she thought of me when she saw this and picked this up for me, because this is super, super, super cool. So this is recipes from the Amana colonies. Amana, Iowa is where the retreat will be next October, where Brenda will be joining us. And my husband's family is originally from the Amana colonies, and you may have remembered, I think a couple years ago, the first year that I did Flosstube, I stitched a sampler of the Amana colonies. I'll post a picture here as a gift for my mother-in-law for Christmas. So the Amana colonies are important to our family, and it's just a really special place. And I'm super happy to have this, especially since my husband's great-grandma or great-grandma, not sure which. I think it was his great-grandma on his dad's side. So she was actually a kitchen boss in Middle Amana, and there's actually a museum there if you've ever toured it, and that was actually the kitchen that she was the kitchen boss of. And there's a picture in there of my husband's family. So it's super cool. And his grandmother's dress is in the museum at the Amana Heritage Society Museum. And so Amana runs deep in our household. And so I'm very thankful for this. It was very, very thoughtful. And thank you, Emily. Love it. Okay. And then I wanted to share some Halloween. I'm kind of getting into fall mode now. It's getting very close to school starting. And We know it's fall when we start seeing our bucks go into the rut and we start seeing does come into heat, and we're thinking about breeding season around here. And we're starting to enforce fence lines because there's not much stopping a 300-pound buck if he wants to get to the doe on the other side. So anyways, I've had a lot of Halloween on my mind. You've seen my Sleepy Hollow sampler. I worked on that a little bit. And then I just kitted some things up here, and I'm just going to show you what I got going on. Last year, Priscilla finished this, and I think Chelsea stitched it and Priscilla finished it. I think Priscilla is still working on hers, but she did the most adorable little finish, and I bought the sign. And so I'm finally going to be starting that. So this is Bobbing for Pumpkins. Remember, it was sold out everywhere when Chelsea was stitching it. And it is so cute. And I have the perfect fabric that was gifted to me actually in the exchange. This is a 28 count Joblin. And that's perfect. And that's going to be super fun. And then I also have Witch's Night Out. Sorry if you can hear Sophie whining at the door, but another Brenda Gervais. That's very cute. This one, I'll be honest, I love this one. It's October 31st, but Priscilla is definitely working on this one. It's huge. Like, there's no way I'm going to get this done. It's very large, so I think this might wait until next year, but we'll see. And then, of course, she's got like 3 or 4 more patterns that just came out. And that, did you see the little box? It's so cute. I'm just waiting for Stitchville to get it, and then I will definitely be stitching that. This has also been on my wish to stitch list for a while, and I've had this pattern. I think I bought it last year. I don't know if that's when it came out. But this is a Stacy Nash Primitives. Jack's House Pin Keep. How cute is that? I am actually going to be doing this on a dark fabric. I don't know what this is. This is Picture This Plus Barnwood. And I think it's going to look super cool on there. That white house is going to pop on it, and the orange will look pretty cool on there too. So I've got that in the works. And of course, another Brenda Gervais, Spirits and Spells. And that's super cute. I have the paper mache box already for that. I'll be doing that on Weeks Dye Works Confederate Gray, which is, I'm pretty sure what this called for. And then I have a bowl full of scaries. Now this chart was actually just released, but it was a club kit, and so exclusive and not available. But Susie Reno, Sue, passed hers on to me after she stitched it. So she gave me the rest of her floss here, and then this is my fabric. This is just something, I think this was a cough tea dyed. Get it? Cough tea. And highly varied. It's going to be perfect for this. Baked and basted. And so that's what I'm stitching that on. So thanks, Sue. Love it. And she didn't use the chenille, so she passed that on to me too. Then next I have Little House Needleworks Pumpkins. Pumpkins for Sale. Everybody's seen that one, right? I'm going to be doing this one on a 32 count. I believe this is a Zweigart linen, and it's coffee bean. How pretty is that orange going to be on that? It's going to be very pretty. Might have to swap a few things around there, but I think that's going to be gorgeous. And this isn't Halloween, but these kind of crowy fractor birds always kind of remind me of that. And this is just a must stitch. So got that. I'm going to be stitching that on a 32 count Oaken linen. Very pretty. Love that. And I did not have, I wanted to do, it seems like every time there's a stitch along, it's like I have some kind of oppositional defiance disorder. And if somebody does stitch along with a chart that I absolutely love, it's like I suddenly refuse to stitch it. Like it just ruins it for me. A stitch along will kill my stitchy desire faster than anything. And I don't know why it is, because there are charts that I want to do, and I don't know if it's I see it too much and it almost makes it feel like I did stitch it. There's that Peace on Earth, Sal. I scrolled through there just quick today because I didn't want to ruin it for me, but oh, it's so pretty. I haven't even bought the chart yet, but I know I want to stitch that one, so I'm trying not to look too much. And I will look when I want my fabric, when I like go to get my fabric. And actually, I think this fabric that I stitched London on would be perfect. I love kind of the blue palette. So, anyways, I did not have the chart that they are doing their stitch along with. And I honestly, I don't even remember the name of it. But anyways, I had, another Little House Needlework, so that's swappable, right? And it's fall, so it's close enough. It's Acorn Hill, and I think I'm going to be stitching that. It is so pretty, and this one was given to me by Pam, Stitching Between the Lines, I believe. It was on the freebie table, so I think it was meant for the freebie table, didn't make it to the freebie table. We swapped stash in each other's rooms and then put what we didn't want on this. That's what happens when you arrive early. You get to do that. So, yes. So I'm going to be stitching that instead. And then, of course, I'll pass on the pattern when I'm done. And I'm just stitching this one on a Legacy. It's a 34 count and it's Cafe au Lait. So, Legacy it's not Legacy Linen, which is the name of a color. It's actually the brand of linen. It's a Belgian company, and Stitchville carries it. It is a very, very high quality, very nice linen. Comes in a little bit different counts. I think it's 30, 34 instead of 28 and 32. I'm sure it probably comes in a higher count too. It's got a little sizing in there, but it's very nice. I love it. I've been using it for years, and I was surprised a lot of people hadn't heard of it. But I also wonder if they just sometimes buy it and don't realize that that's what it is. But it's a beautiful linen to work with. Slightly less expensive, definitely less expensive than the hand-dyed fabrics, but priced pretty reasonably. I mean, that's an 18 by 25 inch piece of linen for $13.89. So I feel like that's pretty reasonable for a piece of linen. Next is, so Michelle brought this, Michelle Garrett, Bendy Stitchy, she brought this to me at last year's retreat after I had admired it on one of her videos. And she was kind enough to give it to me. And I'm super excited to stitch this. It's so cute. I love the tree and the tombstone and everything is just solid. It's just regular cross stitch. But then there are these bands of specialty stitches that I think are really pretty. And so I'm going to need to find something. I'm going to need to find some fabric for that and get started on that. I don't think that should take too long. It's super cute. And then lastly, I have, this is a Homespun Elegance. It's called Witchville. It is adorbs. How cute is that? I'm going to stitch it. You can see it's kind of, when you stitch it, it's kind of long and skinny there. So I'm going to stitch it and then turn it into a drum. So how cute will that be? That'll be adorable. So those are my plans. Don't hold me to them. Oh, how about this finish right here that's been sitting here? Are you itching to see it? So this is my Plum Street Sampler Stacks. This and, oh my gosh, let's see. Oh, all my patterns are downstairs because I remember I said in my last video that I was not going to get the new ones, the cow and was it cow pile and hen, I don't know, the cows and the hens until I finish these. So yep, got these done, and I said I was going to finish them in this little tray, which I did. And I just have some fun stuff in there. It's little Hobby Lobby milk container. And I just cut off, these were just some flower picks that I took off and stuck in there. And this little pig and these little lambs. And just put some little floral picks in there. And I have them sitting on some straw. And let me just show you a little closer. I'm going to post a picture here of how I have it displayed in my house, because I think it's super cute and fun. Okay, and so we'll start, and these are filled with sawdust, which I really like because they're kind of dense and they don't slouch, and I love it. You could fill them a little fuller. I like them kind of flat like this, and it doesn't really go anywhere. I just love this. So I did have to swap out. Now, when I mentioned I did French knots. So there's for the flowers there. All those French knots. So that's super cute. And my backing fabric is, I believe it's I think it's a French General. I actually picked it up when I was doing some shopping with Susie Reno, and bought that at Gruber's up in St. Cloud, Minnesota. And the next one is, of course, my fave. It's the Goat Stack, and just love that. So cute. And don't you love that fabric? There we go. So cute. Just put a little chenille on there. Chenille. And it's the same on all. Just stitch that on. No big thing. And Snort Stack. How cute is that? Love it. Those tealy aqua blues are my favorite color. And then the back, the blue flowers. So that one is super fun, and I love this. So I had a lot of fun putting that together. Pretty proud of that. Who wants haul? I have so much haul, and I can't even tell you. This is just a portion. Most of the time, I'll be honest, I run out of time during my videos, so I don't show a lot of haul. And I had a ridiculous stack, so I actually put a lot of it away. And then this weekend, I obtained a lot of fun stuff. So I did want to show you. First, I have here, this is for the knitters out there. This is the Gnome Knitter. Joanne Olson, I believe, let's see, I don't think she's in Canada. I think she's in Alaska, pretty sure. But she does all these little miniatures in polymer clay, and she's a knitter, so she puts findings on them, and they are then used as stitch markers, and they are so lifelike. Okay, so here you can see how cute this little ice cream cone is, and I mean the details on it are incredible. And here is like a little cotton candy cone. I mean, a little waffle cone. Isn't that so cute? She is one talented lady. And the cupcake. Okay, this was supposed to be like a second, like it had a crack or something in it. I don't see a crack. Not that I would have cared, but it's so cute. Look at that, it's a little cupcake. Oh my gosh. What a talented individual. And so I have different findings put on them depending on what I'm going to do. So there's like a small lobster claw, and then there's the large lobster claw, just so I have different sizes for all of my knitting projects. And then this one is just the large stitch marker. I have shown her stitch markers before. I bought a set of Valentine hearts that had like SSK for slip knit. And one said pearl, and oh my gosh, they were so cute. I have those on a project now. And then she sent a little, another little freebie which just has a little bell on it. So show you her card again. She is she's also on Instagram, so I would check her out on Instagram because once she posts stuff, like what I really wanted is she has this like little cup of tea. It's so realistic, it's crazy, and I really wanted that. And she posted that she had listed them, and it was like 2 hours later, and she had probably had like 25 of them, and they were all sold already. So I was pretty bummed about that. But her stuff is beautiful. She sent it in this cute little box, and she also had some Chow double pointed needles on clearance for like half price. They were super cheap. So I bought 2 sets of those so I could do a pair of socks at the same time. And love that. Okay, then I'm going to show you my eBay finds. So, or no, I bought these. Oh, these I found at Goodwill. Look at these cool old rulers. I got this. These were like 99 cents. I just thought they were cool. And then this one. So this is from St. Paul Abstract and Title Company. They're not around anymore. Is that look at the phone number. It says phone Cedar 4461. What? There's a little bit of I mean, how cool is that? Photostat copying. Interesting. So I think these are pretty old. I don't know much about them. So if you know anything about them, or is that really a phone number? Is that really a phone number? That's crazy. Prices averted, phone plugged in. All right, and this was also Goodwill find. It's wrapped. I don't know, it's supposed to be like a little plaque or something, but perfect for a horn book. I know exactly what I'm going to put on this. And it was $1.99, and I'm pretty sure the day that I bought it, it was 50% off. This little tray I thought would be super cute, like painted black and distressed. It was $2.99, and it was a yellow tag. I'm pretty sure they were 50% off that day. So $1.50. It's got something in the bottom of it, but stitching will cover that up. But isn't that cute? And it'd be a perfect little Stitchers tray. And then on eBay, this was a fun find. It was pretty inexpensive. It was $15. It's like 6 or 7 inches by 4 inches, I think. But it's very well made, little shaker box. You know, made in the traditional style with the nails. And I believe the post said that this was an Ohio company. Other than that, don't know much more about it. Other than it's super cute. I asked Jen from Felicity Stitches if she'd think I was a bad person if I painted it with milk paint, and she pretty much said yes. So I'm just going to leave it. I'm just going to leave that. Okay, so I did want to show you, while I was with Deb, got a few goodies from a few different places. So there is a stitching shop in Cedar Rapids. Not in Mckenna, but in Cedar Rapids. And we had some fun there. And also got some knitting needles there. I got 2 pairs of Hiya Sharps. And so I can do socks. Got those. And at the knitting, or at the quilt shop in town, we both picked this up. And this is just a little pin cushion pattern, 2 brown birds. It's a, what's that? It's made with, you know, hexes. Oh, what is that called? English paper piecing that everybody's all into. But they had it kitted up and they had it in the cutest little fabrics. And so we each bought that. And really inexpensive. I mean, for once, this is something like you couldn't, I mean, you'd pay $10 for a cute little pincushion, right? With these adorable fabrics, the fabrics are amazing. So less than $10. That's a cute little project. And okay, so this, I remember, you know, back in the day when things were great and Paulette was doing Flosstube videos, which I really wish she would again. So it is on Prudence. Oh, I thought this was a reproduction, but nope, it looks like, is it a, so this is from 2014, and beautiful, super, super beautiful. And the verse says, what's in thy mind, let no one know, nor to thy friends thy secrets show. For if thy friends should prove thy foe, then all the world thy secrets know. Cute. Okay, now that I just read that, or was that Michelle at the Striped Rose? Maybe she had a sampler that had this verse on it. I don't know. Anyways, I love it. I love the colors. I love the verse. I love everything. And yeah, get it, girl. That's exactly right. Watch what you say. Okay, then this one. Okay, so this is typically not my style, but this one, it got me. Look at the colors on there. So pretty. So this is Jeanette Douglas. Jeanette Douglas has a way with floss. She has her way with it and then some. But just look at that alphabet. Look at the colors. So I told Deb, I'm like, ooh, that's really pretty. Let's, for fun, because they have this huge wall of floss, let's just for fun go and look at that floss. Well, I shouldn't have done that because it's a Gloriana. Look at how gorgeous. Isn't that pretty? Are you kidding me? Look at that. How beautiful. Isn't that amazing? So, and let's be real. This is all silks. That's probably why I stay away from Jeanette Douglas. Because that's expensive and I can't afford it. But this one was my trip to Amana with Deb special purchase. That's what I was calling that. And I didn't totally kit it up. I think I just got, because there are quite a few silks on here. And so there's the list. I got this many. So these are the only ones that I got. I mean, just look at how pretty those are. Oh, so pretty. And then this is a silk blender. Ooh. And that's that is actually goes with this color for the floral border. Isn't that gorge? Look at that. Yes. So it was a chunk of change, I'm not gonna lie. So I can't do that very often. So I ended up getting just these, this here, and one of the Splendor Rainbow Galleries. That's it. So, but it was enough to kind of get me started on the border. And then I can just get the others at Stitchville. Every time I go, maybe I'll get one or two of them. And then feel like I'm not totally breaking the bank when I'm doing it. But this is a special treat. Probably won't do that very often, but I do like stitching with silks, but it's not something that I need to do. It's just the act of stitching for me that I get the most satisfaction from. And let's see, I feel like I bought more with Deb. Nope, maybe not. That might have been it. It just felt like more because that floss. Okay, but when I went with Lori and Lisa and Carrie and Audrey, we did some damage. I did go to the bead store. We went to this really cool bead place. It was so much fun. I did get some really cool stuff there. it's downstairs, and I forgot to bring it up, so I'm not going to show that. It's beads and stuff. I'll kind of show them as I use them. But we went to a quilting store on our way to the airport, and I got this pack of wool, this kit. And it has all this wool in it, and it was on clearance. So I got it for a steal of a deal, which made it worth the price and then some for just the wool alone. I mean, that is a huge piece of, and I actually needed to get a big piece of black fabric, and it would have been probably 2/3 of this. And then the scraps, you can always use them for everything. So I picked that up. I'm actually not going to do this design. So if there's anyone that's interested in this, this is a Owl's Ways Thankful. It's a wooden spool design. If there's anyone that would like this, just use give thanks in a sentence. And if you would like the London, just use London in a sentence. So London or give thanks. And I will choose someone for those. So I got that. That was a good deal. Then, Lori, I spied me some of this Blackbird design fabric, with which they had 2 in the clearance bin. So they're like little sampler motifs, but they're like stitched. And I got the kind of darker blue and the lighter blue. And so those are going to be fun for some project bags or something. Then I got this little wool rug mat, Primitive Gatherings. That'll be cute for Christmas. And for my metal tray, this is a So Cherished, and this is Wool Barn, and that is adorable. And I have that metal tray, and so that'll be fun. Then I bought this chart, this Glad Tidings. This, I'm going to post a picture of the one that they had in the shop here in a different color palette. Loved that. And they had this hanging behind the register. Look at those birds. Aren't they sweet? That is the cutest little spring quilt ever. I'm all about that. Okay, then this book is amazing. It's called Down This Country Road. This is One Sister. And I'm going to post a picture here of the quilt that I bought the book for. Bonus quilt right here. How pretty is that? We all love that one. And then I'm going to post another picture here. This is a Crab Apple Hill quilt, and this was so stinking cute. Loved it. So I had to jump right on it. And so here's all the blocks. And they each come, they're tied together. And this is like the finishing, instructions for finishing. And then each of the individual houses. And they use lace and all sorts of fun stitches and coloring. I love it. And embroidery. How cute is that? Isn't that adorable? Love that. So that was super fun. I was at Hobby Lobby, picked up clearance frame for $6. It is a very, very nice frame, and it is solid wood. Then I ordered, so Fiddlesticks Designs on Instagram, on Etsy. They had a sale, 25% off all their wool, which is really good because wool is expensive. And so I got this cute little mat. And I just love that, all those salt box houses. And so all the wool cuts were on sale, 25% off. So these are perfect for things like this. And for things like the little Santa pattern, because this is the size of one of those houses. And you get all these little cuts And this actually was fairly reasonable. And it's got some fun little candy stripes in there and some really pretty wool pieces. So that was a really a good deal. And they have that on their site always. And then I just got a little bit larger cuts. Some of these fun tones. Some of these. I'm really waiting for Buttermilk Basin to have a weekend where they open up. Stacy, who owns Buttermilk Basin, just moved and they moved into their new house, but they haven't sold their old one yet, so she has not been in the shop. Just been kind of a bummer because the shop hasn't been open, and I missed the make and takes. Here's a beautiful red, and then I bought this pack of beautiful fall colors. I mean, isn't this one? Stop it, look at that. Isn't that gorgeous? And this beautiful orange. Love those. And I have some kits. One that Cheryl sent to me and has been on my brain, and I've been thinking about it a lot, which means I need to start it. And then my amazing, I'm just going to show you just a titch of stash. Okay, so these were on Stash Unloading, which is a Facebook group, and I typically don't look a lot at Stash Unload and Stash Unloading because honestly the prices have gotten kind of crazy, and I get that we all need to pay, but if I'm going to pay $1 less than full price, then I'm going to support the designer, and which is really, I mean, I do my fair share of supporting my designers, believe me, but not all of this stuff you can always get. So without further ado, this is Falling Star Primitives Independence Day. I love those, how crazy rustic they are. They're just very prim and super cute. This one I love. I want to say somebody was stitching this. Or somebody maybe just bought it. I don't remember. Olivia? I don't know. But it's cute. This is La Di Da, A Sister's Garden. That is so gorgeous. I'm all about that. And this is Count Twice. This is a Plum Street. I don't know, when is this from? This is a 2014. I'm sure it's still available out there. Super cute. And then when I was staying with Lisa, one morning we were both laying in bed, separate beds, but we were both laying in separate beds in separate rooms, and me pleasing on the same listings. I got the better end of the deal. I think she probably already has them all anyways. We did go through her stash. It's epic. So I got some of these. These are original cardstock, and they are the originals. They are not copies, and I got them for a really good price. So happy to get those. I really don't like the paper ones, so I generally don't buy them, and I will wait until I get the cardboard copies. So that one, and got a couple more of these. I may even have some of these. I'll have to look, and then you guys can have them too, I guess. I may have June, but it was such a good price. And As the Crow Flies, I know I don't have this one, but I bought it last year for the retreat as a door prize, and I really wanted to keep it, but I didn't. And oh, this one I have wanted forever and a day. I've had eBay searches out for it. I can't remember. I saw somebody stitching it, and it is so cute. And then it was in this grouping, so I swooped that up. And then another September. So that's that. So those were really good prices. This was another Stash Unload, buttons and pins, Blackbird Designs. It was another good price. This was not a Stash Unload. This I just bought at Stitchville. This is the A Sampler Petite collection. This is the first one. There's a second collection, and they're like little motifs pulled out of samplers, and they're so cute. And I was reading the instructions on painting and finishing the frames, and that's going to be really fun. It involves a little coffee. I'll let you know how that goes. This is Basket Full of Springtime, and I just really thought that was sweet. And I'll probably put it on like a little wool pillow as a small. And then I found in the clearance bin, actually my daughter found this and said she'd like me to stitch it for her. This is a Chelsea and Me. And it is Behold the Bee. The beehive looks pretty fun though. Oh, here's where that went. I've been looking for this. I want to start this. I believe that this is an exclusive through the Silver Needle, and so I did buy that. They have them kitted up as well. I didn't buy it kitted up. I just bought it. It comes with this piece of wool, and it's so sweet. It says a needle of silver and a heart of gold. So that's a perfect piece to stitch for a friend. And Farmyard Parade. I have been coveting this one since I watched Elizabeth from Vintage Stitches. She did hers, it's so beautiful, on one piece, and she flipped, I think, this rooster around, and she just did a beautiful job stitching this, and it's so cute. Okay, and then this one, I believe it's Lily Violette. Sorry if I'm butchering that. Love the colors in that, but I especially love these little two, and I just thought that would make such a cute little pin keep. Had to have that. You could make, do like the little hat with the mittens up here. You could do like little scissor fobs. So cute. Okay, this one has been on my stitchy wish list for a long time. Not super long, but it's been on my stitchy wish list, and it is an out of print chart, and it just came back. Hannah's Brownstone. Look at that. You need this. You need it. It's on 1, 2, 3 stitch. And I just saw Amy at Down Sunshine Lane. I just placed an order with her today, and she has got it. And Brenda Gervais, Country Stitches. It's on there too, because I was on there today. So cute. Love that. That is going to be a soon to stitch project. Here is an older little stitch. It's called Berries and Blooms. And this is a with a needle and thread. Country Stitches. Cute. I love that little bird. And the pattern, I guess, is in there for it. With that and that little pillow is what I really wanted that for. So cute. And part of one of the Dying to Stitch kits. Scarlet House. I love that. I love that brick house. So cute. And another, this is the Colonial Gatherings kit. The Strawberry Queen. And it's got everything in there for that. And, okay, so yes, I think we all ran out. Everybody but me ran out and bought this when Lori from Mischievous Stitches was stitching it. It was so beautiful. It broke the internet. And then I saw it in person at Deb's. I had actually already purchased it when I saw it at Deb's, but it just solidified for me that I had made the right choice to purchase it, because it is gorge. And love it. Oh my gosh, hers is so pretty. She did say she swapped out a couple colors, and I know that Lori swapped out a couple colors, but oh, love this. It's so pretty. Summer Girl Lisa also bought this one. This is the coolest thing I've ever seen. That is very cool. So it's got the pattern. I looked at it. It's not super difficult. It is full coverage, but whatevs, you can do it. Look at how lifelike that is. It's the coolest thing ever. And then it also comes with the little sparrow chart to do the head as a little scissor fob. I mean, how cute is that? I'm all about that. This one I can blame on Olivia from back in the day. I stitch it, but she did a little change. She didn't want to do the alphabet, so she put Noel on here, and it's super cute. But this is so crazy pretty. Love this. I can't remember exactly what she did, but I think she took this alphabet out here and just put Noel and maybe a motif or something. But it's very pretty. But I'm going to stitch it just like that. So pretty. And this one, this is still available. I can't remember where I bought this. I may have gotten this from Amy at Down Sunshine Lane. It may be one I got from her. Yeah, because there's, I don't know. But check them both if you're looking for it. Look at the little people. How cute are they? Okay, love that. And then this is Lisa, the Kindred Stitcher's fault. She brought this to the retreat. And I'm going to have to stitch it in silks. Thankfully, there's not that many silks. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And only 3 of them are needlepoint ink. And 4 of them are Dinky Dyes. So Dinky Dyes is pretty cost effective. It's pretty reasonably priced. So, but this is like gorgeous. So pretty. And this one, Michelle at the Striped Rose stitched this. And I looked and looked and looked, and I finally found it. This is a bright needle. I really like bright needle. A lot of their charts are stitched 1 over 1, and on 32 count, which I won't be doing that. I don't think so, but hers was beautiful, and I loved it, so I copied. And that is all I'm going to show you because that was plenty. Thanks for hanging in there with me. I hope you have a great week. Probably won't see you for a few weeks. I'd like to say I'll be back in a couple weeks, but that would just be a lie. So I'm definitely hoping I get another video in before. So we have our exchange, the Midwest Cross Stitchers group. We have an exchange coming up. Those are due October 1st. So any of you that are doing the exchange, get that ready for October 1st. Final payments for fall retreat is due September 1st. And for anyone that cancels, I'll be opening up spots, and I'll only be filling spots for 2 weeks between that. So I left myself a little bit bigger window because last time I cut it too close, and I wasn't able to fill I had 3 spots that were canceled like the day before the final list was due, and then there's no changes or additions or subtractions after that. So must go to the group page for that. And then I also have the end of this month an Instagram exchange for if you saw it, the little cubby that Michael's sold, that Lisa posted and enabled a ton of people on Instagram to then go out and buy it. And poor Kim from Canada, she had a heck of a time finding it. She had to pay like 3 times the amount of what us Americans had to pay because, you know, she's in Canada. I always like to remind her, though, that she has free health care. So, I mean, I have like a $3,000 deductible. So I feel like it's even, right? Anywhoosies. So I have an exchange for that at the end of the month. And I'm ready. I'm ready for it. And then I have to stitch something for the retreat exchange. So lots of small stitching. I hope I can get it all done. I think I can. Thank you always, always, always for your likes, for your comments. I love it. It's what keeps me doing videos, so always appreciate it. I did want to give a few shout outs because I haven't done that in a while. Of course, Carol Saltbox Stitcher. These are people that I've just watched recently. In fact, I watched, don't tell my boss, but I watched a fair amount of Flosstube today while working because I had some easy accounts that I had to work so I could listen. So Carol Saltbox Stitcher, I watched Pam Stitching Between the Lines. I actually watched her last 2 because I'm a little behind. Yesterday I got caught up with Kathleen from Kathleen's Tron Trail because she did 2 videos within like 2 weeks. That almost never happens with her, but I loved it. And Audrey, Stitchy Witch 42, I watched her latest video, and Country Stitchers, Liz and Deb, I love you both. And I love their friendship. They are a hoot and a holler, and always love watching them. I watched Mckenna's latest video, Holy Haul. she's got a knack. I need to move to a retirement community and not like, you know, suburban, like school-age children area. Because you don't even find cross-stitching stuff at the Goodwill in Lakeville. Hello. Who else? Helen D. I love her. Misty Purcell. I love her. Susie Reno. Love her. I watched Jen from Jen's Stitching Niche. Priscilla and Chelsea. Can't get enough. I seriously don't do anything. I stitch on Saturday mornings until they come on, so... And if they're late, I get more stitching in, but I get a lot less home stuff done. So I'm sorry I have not been commenting because, like I said, a lot of times I'm at work and have it playing in the background a lot too. So I don't always get a chance to comment, and I'm so sorry about that. But so I wanted to make sure that I'm shouting you guys out here. And everybody that I mentioned, I'm going to post down below. Because I really enjoy your videos, and I'm so glad and so thankful that you're posting them. And have a great week, and until I see you again, bye.
Take a drink of my drink.
Oh yeah, you got to take a sip of wine.
What's my...
Or
Thank you, young lady. Thank you much. Thank you, young lady.
Lisa, would you like to tell us about that shirt? Would you like to share with us what we're doing?
Handcrafted shirt. I have painted it, and I may have on it. She's taking your breath with you.
Guess where I am? Where in the world is Farm Girl?